Welcome to Real Conversation with Sean. Coming to you Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, 4:30 to 5. It's a blessing to be here with you again today. We appreciate all our listeners out there. We all in this thing together. I have my co-host here in the booth with me today.
How's it going, man?
It's all good, man. We just glad to be in the booth again today. Doing our message. We have Mr. Jelani Barr in the studio today. We're gonna be offering commentary. This Happy Easter to everybody. I'm sure you want to say Happy Easter to everybody.
It's good to be here. Glad to be on the show. Thank you for the opportunity for letting me co-host with you. It's an honor to sit beside you and do this show and try to bring an outlet to the people of Greenwood.
Oh man, I can't say enough about my people. We're going through a lot right now, and all I can do, in my life, how I think is come up with some solutions, some positive ways to come out this thing. The trial is over, Mr. Powell's trial. I hope my kids out there, I want to encourage my parents to stay behind them during this turbulent time. Hopefully things will get back on track. And I'm sort of confused. I'm all about what's going to help the masses. Mm-hmm. And with all the things that are going on, I feel like our kids sometimes get lost in the shuffle, and that's what my love lies. And they don't necessarily have to be my kids, or it's just young people in general.
Yeah, children in general,
right? Because they're our future. And right now I want to tell the public an example of and test the fortitude. That's when you reach deep inside yourselves. I want to send out my deepest sympathies to those affected during these times of takeover, these times of changing of the guard. We're not taking it well. I do want to say that I think that there is a pot of gold at the end of this rainbow.
Yeah, it is.
And I want people to take note of this time, and it builds character. When you go through things like this, it can't help but build character. And I wanted to talk about an experience I had. I worked for communities and schools for like 14 years, man, and I was let go abruptly. I had to, but I was under the impression that I had to take responsibility for whatever went on. I didn't have anybody to cry to. I didn't go anywhere to cry to anybody. I didn't think anybody would have cared. But at the same time, I had to make a choice whether I was going to give up or I was going to keep going. That's right. And that's what I want to tell my people out there that are going through this time. One door closes, another one opens up. Just learn from your experiences and go back over the things that you may have done wrong or things that you could have done better. And that's what I had to do. I had to take the blame,
Yeah, most definitely.
It was my fault.
Most definitely.
So do you have any instances where you had to, show your intestinal fortitude about, getting back up after you've been knocked down?
Well, yeah, most definitely. Anytime situations like this happen, we have to, I think I said it before, we have to know how to, take it with a grain of salt. Of course, this has hurt a lot of people. This has affected a lot of people, and people, when affected and hurt emotionally, they will express it, which they have the right to do. People have the right to express themselves emotionally, but at the same time, we have to realize, that there's a way to do things. There's nothing that we can do about change. Although I said before that I feel, there are a lot of things that maybe the school board could have done to improve the district, but they didn't. This is what they did. So in the interest of business and the way things go, a lot of times we just have to accept it for what it is right then. We didn't get our way, okay, boom. We have to find another way to get to where we're trying to go. That way was blocked. We've been turned around, so let's go back, let's hold it back up, and let's find another way to get to where we're going. And we also have to look at, what got us to this point. Because if you go back and hold up and come back out and do the same thing again, then you're going to get the same result. So you have to go back to your past. You have to look at, okay, what got us to this point? We did have the school board. We did have the city council. We did have this. We did have the influence here and there, but we don't have it anymore. So we have to look and evaluate ourselves sometimes and say, okay, what can we do differently this next time so that we can be better prepared for that situation?
I think both of us have different perspectives. I've always been told to do the best with the hand you've been dealt, right. And in all of this. In all of this, it has to take you to think for yourself. There are people out there are naysayers that say our perspective or what we're doing really it doesn't matter. But if I listen to that and don't bring this broadcast or don't necessarily take an approach to it where I want to see an effective outcome, then I think that's my fault. So we're gonna take time out now to shout out our.
Real Conversation with Sean, brought to you by Bentus Africa Hair Braiding, 1300 Jasper Needle Drive in Grenada, Mississippi. Their number is 404-207-3004. They have all kind of twists they do, Singati twist, Kiki twist, all type of braids, micro braids. They have great prices. Give them a call. Also brought to you by Come and Go Grocery, 1500 Carrollton Avenue. They have their 10 for 10, 2 for 10 t-shirts, 18-ounce beers, cold cuts, and the next step in EPT. Go by and give the people your business. Stop by and see them. Yeah.
And we appreciate our contributors, our sponsors. We do our own commercials now because that's what we have to do. A lot of times when you're trying to do something new, you have to prove yourself first, and that's when we're always used to proving ourselves here in the Delta. We're people, we're survivors. We're some survivors here in this area, and I want to let everybody know within the range of my voice, you're a survivor. Let's not do things that people can predict, that they have predict that we're gonna do. Let's act in a professional manner. Let's take this thing and like I said, flip it for what is good. We're making strides here and there, but we can always do better. And for the sake of my young people coming along, and I was thinking the other day, I was like, we have all this venom and all these people that have problems with each other, and they're up in age.
Yeah.
And by me, I've witnessed, a lot of my friends, leave this earth, and I'm wondering what they're thinking when they've grown up with each other, and now that they can't sit in the same room or the same church, and most of them we're the same color. What would you do if something were to happen, catastrophic, like the stuff that happens to the youth on a daily basis, just as the ferry that tipped or the plane that disappeared,
right.
The school shootings, the school stabbings. Our kids hadn't done any of those things.
Haven't experienced.
They haven't done any of those things. So they are willing participants in this thing. I think that they could have acted out on several occasions, but I think they're very respectable, and they're just looking for guidance. And a lot of times when they see us in turmoil, that in turn gives them the green light to encourage turmoil. So I want all my parents to encourage their child to be safe this holiday weekend. I encourage all my citizens to be safe this holiday weekend, so that we can get through this. And I think that we should have a roundtable discussion. They're pulling us back and forward. I'm wanting to know what's real and what's not. All I can do is know that my children and their parents and this city is being affected by what's going on.
Well, yeah, I go back to the Ratliff Brown situation. Mm-hmm. We all remember what that was like. That was a very contested, very heated election race, and I compared it to, with all the antics that went back and forth on both sides. Both sides had, what we're doing. But if you look at the antics that went on both sides, you could kind of compare it to people out in the street who are fighting.
Right.
The only difference would be is that they were in the courtroom sitting with suits and ties on, and whereas out in the street, you have people who fist fighting, verbally abusing each other, and the concept of it is still the same. How do you expect people to behave a certain way when, in a different aspect, you are behaving the same way that they are? And people follow their leadership, and if they see other people behaving a certain way, then they're going to do that too.
I've watched, to your respect, I've watched, you run from there. I watched Roger Waddell run from there, and I watched the Brown election, and I took from it that if you feel like you can automatically beat these people, but these people have shown an interest in service, and whether you win or lose, you both still have the same common goal, and that's to serve. So why not? My whole thing was, why not come together? Why not use the talents that you both have to put platforms together? We've never seen things turn out that way. They always turn out if just for instance, if we lose this, however this comes out with the power situation. My heart goes out to Mr. Powell. My heart goes out to Dr. Green. All those involved. The school board is involved now. The mayor of our city is involved. She cleared herself. Made her statement that she had. And if anybody wants to call to comment on, you can call in at 453-2401. But my thing is, what's the truth? The people are being pulled back and forth, and we're now rallying behind our youth. And my whole thing is, how can you rally behind our youth and at the same time, spew division and encourage all this animosity?
Real Conversations with Sean, brought to you by Benz's African Hair Braiding, 1300 Jasmine Drive, Grenada, Mississippi. 404-207-3004 is their phone number. Go by, give them a call. Also brought to you by Come and Go Grocery, 1500 Carrollton Avenue. They have their 2 for $10 t-shirts, 18-ounce beers for $1, and 90-second EBT. But going back to what you said about myself and Mr. Waddell, and also Mr. Cross.
Yeah, Tavares.
Tavares Cross. They have been, there are young people who are interested in the political atmosphere here in Greenwood. But like you said earlier, coming from the younger perspective, we have to, coming from the younger generation, we have to prove ourselves. And it's as if people cannot see potential. It's as if potential doesn't matter. If you don't have this or have that, then I guess they figure you have no potential. But potential varies across a number of different ranges. And people like myself and Mr. Waddell and Mr. Cross, we have the potential to be political figures here in Greenwood, and have the potential to better the city. But
you didn't stop though.
Right.
You didn't stop though. One thing I can say about Mr. Waddell, yourself, Mr. Cross, you're still visible, in the community.
Right. Definitely.
You're still, taking chances on Greenwood with investing in property. You're still, doing private business here in town, and you have an ultimate goal to see this city move forward, and we need to do it in a hurry because it's 2014. And some of the antics that we have going on now, the people laugh at us.
So outdated.
It's very outdated, and you talking to our youth, if we don't show that we're involved and we're behind certain endeavors, they tend to get fueled from that.
Right.
Silence is loud. Like I said before, what they're not saying speaks volumes to me. And if you overlook a Mr. Waddell or a Mr. Barr or Mr. Cross or whoever it may be,
you're missing out on opportunity.
Right, and sometimes potential can go to the grave.
It can.
And dreams can go to the grave.
You see that on a daily basis.
Yeah, so we want to try these things because evidently we have room for improvement.
Right.
So we can have the audacity to talk about what we're talking about for people who want to know how do they have the audacity to speak on certain issues. Well, I'm affected by those issues. The children in my community are affected by those issues, and we should try to come to some kind of compromise and stop it. And the only way we can stop it if we inform don't misinform the people. Lead them down a straight path. And there's nothing wrong with being down the right.
That's right.
If it affects like I said, as long as it's affecting the masses, I'm with it. But just affecting a few people, I'm not with it. And like I said, it's 2014, and I see us moving. I see this city being, like I said, just like Mississippi Valley State is one of our most valuable commodities in the area. And I heard today where we need to fill Mississippi Valley up. I think it was Mr. Waddell that said that we need to fill Mississippi Valley up. That should be one of our main goals.
Yeah, and not only that, I want to remind everybody to check out our radio shows. We record them. They're on YouTube at youtube.com/Real Conversation with Sean. We post the videos to our Facebook page, which is facebook.com/Real Conversations. And just email us with any thoughts you have, anything you'd like us to read, poems or speeches or whatever you want to send in. And Real Conversations, that's Conversations, CONVERSASHUNS at yahoo.com.
Well, that TION, I can easily replace it with Sean, because if you look in the dictionary, in parentheses, TION, is pronounced Sean.
Yep. So going back to what you said about Valley, they have a college, a 4-year university, in the vicinity of a city like Greenwood, is a big asset. It's a great commodity, like I said. And I remember a time, well, I don't remember because I wasn't alive, but I've been told. And one time, Valley had all type of programs, nursing programs, even doctorate programs. You can even become a scientist at Valley, And I believe, the decrease in the decline, the decline of students, comes from the fact that they don't offer as much as they used to. Now, for whatever reason, I see we have money to beautify the school. Now, I don't know. I'm on the outside looking in, but from the outside looking in, you see money going to beautification. Just like the city of Greenwood, you see money going to beautification. But do you see money going to things that's actually going to make a difference in the school to make it excel?
Well, we make a lot of that comes from being able to think outside the box. I think that we know what it takes for our kids to excel. Like I was telling you earlier, our kids in the Mississippi Delta are going through a historic time. They are unique people, and they shouldn't be tended to like kids from New York or kids from Detroit or California. They have their own unique circumstances, and their needs need to be addressed. Right. They need to be written down, because it takes different approaches. I have certain approaches that I have to getting through to a youngster, or calming one of my friends down if somebody has a problem. I don't have a problem exercising empathy, put myself in their shoes. And if you can exercise empathy, a lot of times you can help people with their problems better versus throwing judgment at them for the mistakes they have already made.
Right. And as it relates back, to the local school system in Valley, more classes could be offered catering to the type of work environment, or to the type of
I think
work class that you have. You see in the Delta, it's obvious. We have to face facts. A lot of people are not going to the higher education route.
But I see major strides being made with the hiring of Comedy. I understand they've been getting ready to hire a basketball coach, and a couple of my closest teammates are involved in it. I'm watching that closely.
I'm talking about from the class perspective. They could offer more trade classes.
But they just changed leadership. They just changed leadership, and I think that's the direction that they're going.
Yeah. I would like to think so. I think that would be a great direction to come in and focus on the area.
Right.
Focus on the type of people you have in the area, what the work class is like. A lot of people only have high school educations or lower, so bring in trade classes that can help those type of people still become successful, still come up out of their tax bracket. Just because they didn't go to high school, to finish high school, doesn't mean that they shouldn't be able to succeed.
Right.
There are areas for them to succeed, and the local colleges and communities could focus in on those type of classes, trade skills, or whatever interests the people here.
Well, I think what better way than for Dr. Bynum to show that he's interested in moving Valley to the next level with the hiring of Coach Comedy. With the hiring of Comedy, with the basketball program looking to go in a new direction. I'm like I said, the only thing Dr. Bynum can do is change the perception that exists when he got here. And we used to putting lipstick on a pig. Because, we put lipstick on it as far as...
That's what I mean when I say the beautification.
Right. We see that. We do that, with with most situations here in Greenville.
Dress it up,
we dress it up, right,
so that we can hide how it's deteriorating on that side.
And it always end up showing.
It does.
And then we always end up with these bickering matches, with these, division of the city. But
pointing fingers.
Believe it or not, though, there's a lot of people that are with change. There's a lot. It has to be, because they go out and speak volumes when they go to the polls.
A lot of unproven people.
Right.
A lot of people who haven't proven themselves.
Right.
So their word doesn't really matter when they talk about change, because
I mean, it's the common conversation. When we talk about it, when I say put the communication back in community, I'll probably be looked at as, what is he talking about? Right. And that's what I'm trying to tell my young people. There's another conversation out there besides the one that we're having on a regular basis on Facebook, on the newspaper, or as we ride through the streets. Right. There's another conversation that you can have that can come to fruition by the actions of our city.
So many more issues that we could deal with and that we could be focusing on, in order to move ahead, because, not to, but the truth of the matter is, this situation that we have with the school board it's a distraction.
It's a major distraction, and what I want is all parties involved to look within themselves and not, like I said, don't put the energy in trying to demean anybody, to hurt a person's family. I myself am a member of the Church of Christ, and so happened Dr. Green is a Church of Christ minister, and I do know their beliefs, and I know our beliefs, and I don't think they don't believe in throwing stone for stone.
Right. Another conversation with Sean, brought to you again by Benton's Africa Hair Braiding. That's 1300 Jasper Neely Drive, Grenada, Mississippi, 402-207-3004. Go by, call them, get your kinky twist, your braids, your Sangali twist. They take care of all of it. They even sell their own hair. Also brought to you by Come and Go Grocery, 1500 Carrollton Avenue. 2 for $10 t-shirts, cheapest in the city. 18-ounce beers for $1 cheapest in the city. Got cold cuts. They have ATM, and they now accept EBT.
Don't want to forget Mr. Alonzo Evans.
That's right, Mr. Alonzo
Evans. A1A contracting. There's a lot of conversation about contracts. We need to go put your bid in. All my contractors out there, whatever color you are, whatever tax bracket you in, go out there and submit your bids in, because I think they're more willing to work with us than what's being put out there. So I just think we should give it a chance.
Yeah, support your neighborhood contractors, your neighborhood
beauticians,
grocery store,
barbers.
Beauticians. But what I want to say on that, a lot of times, there's a lot of things, a lot of times when we say, well, you can't support a lot of people, because they don't do good work and this and that. Sometimes, it's true. So we also want to come to the contractors and say, hey, the people doing the business, be a good business person.
Right.
Do good business.
Right.
Make it available so that people can come to you and want to get their business with you.
It should be all about your service. My thing is this: if I'm being paid to look after your child or to look after your uncle or in any capacity, it's my obligation to service.
Right.
And by the way, I'm getting paid for it. Not get paid before I provide the service. Right. And I've always prided myself on providing the service. Like I said, my program that I worked for 14 years, it up and disappeared on me, and I was looking for somebody to cry to, but I didn't have anybody.
Right.
And I just had to sit there and look within myself. If I can
suck it up.
I had to go back to my basketball days. If my back is against the wall, I got to shoot my way out.
That's right.
And that's what I'm telling my people out there. Find what you're good at and shoot your way out. Not necessarily, we with the Mississippi Delta Ceasefire Initiative, so we're not with gun violence, but it's another way to shoot.
Right.
You can shoot your talents. Yeah, you can shoot your talents out there. You can hit just as hard as an AK or as a Uzi or whatever you want to floss with. Yeah, compared to. Let's do that with positive things, and that's just coming from real conversation with Sean. Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. You can call in at 453-2401. Like I said, we just want to rectify these problems that we have in our city, and we can't rectify them by pointing back and forth. We just got to take responsibility for what we've done and apologize and move forward.
Right. A lot of things we can't control. We have to, like the prayer says, give me serenity to know the things I can't control and I can't control. And when you can't control it, when it doesn't go your way, be able to take that gracefully. Be able to say, hey, I'm not giving up, but I'm trying another way. Like when I lost the mayoral election, I was hurt. My feelings were hurt. But I couldn't go in me and contesting the vote and this and that. That wouldn't have made anything better. That would have further fueled the problem that was going on, the flame, right? So you just have to swallow that pill sometimes. Have to swallow that pride, have to take it down, and let people see that they made that mistake. A lot of times in life, what goes around comes around. So karma, right? So that if they're doing what they're doing out of ill will, it's gonna show, just like we talking about putting the lipstick on the pig.
Right.
Eventually, you're gonna see the bad that's hiding within.
And if you've been wronged, such as I have, a lot of times, in my life, I've been wronged. Some of my closest friends have wronged me. Even one of my parents. But in some ways it made me stronger. And I know when it rains on me, I just got to put my umbrella up and put my armor on.
That's right.
And I think we got people out here equipped with degrees, equipped with tenure, equipped with years of
ammunition,
years of education and tenure. Right. And I think that they're well equipped. But what about the people who are not, don't have that backup,
right,
or don't have those people in their corner when things go awry for them? So my sentiment goes out to the people who are being affected. That's my kids, our children of the Mississippi Delta. That's our parents. Some of them themselves are kids, are children. They haven't experienced the ways of the world yet, and this got to be hard for them to face this. And I want my young professionals out there to stick to the code, do what you paid to do, and things will work out better for you if you do it with some dignity and some pride.
That's right. Once again, we want to tell y'all about our YouTube page. All our shows are recorded, and you can listen to them again. If you feel like you missed something, you want to go back and hear it again. It's at youtube.com/Real Conversation. That's CONVERSASHUANS.
I think we got a caller.
Okay, all right.
Caller.
Yes.
What's going on, man? We in a new setup right here. So
okay, I've been holding on for a while.
I'm sorry, man. Come on through with your comment, baby. I'm sorry about that.
Okay, no problem. Well, before I get to what y'all talking about today, I just want to give like a public message out to the seniors in the Mississippi Delta, and not just the seniors, but the parents of the seniors. We know that it's getting close to the end of the school year, and our seniors like to catch what we call senioritis.
Yeah.
And, senior skip days and the parties and the, everything that goes along with being a senior. And I just want to tell all of our students out there to just please be careful. If you're driving, please don't be drinking and driving. Just don't drink at all if you're underage. Especially don't try to get behind the wheel or doing anything. Let someone know where you are, so that we can try to prevent the type of thing that we saw with the young lady from Yazoo City who lost her life. And she was a senior in high school in a car accident yesterday trying to get to a senior skip day function. So I just wanted to send that out to all the seniors out there. Just please be careful. One day versus your life is not worth it. So that's just a message to the seniors and parents of seniors. Just be careful in these last few weeks of school.
Man, that's very much needed, and it's coming from somebody that really cares, and somebody that's one of them, and I really appreciate that, and I want to echo that sentiment to all my parents and all our kids out there who are going to be having fun during the Easter break and doing their senior activities. Hey, sometimes we think we're immortal when we're young people. I was once a young person, and I know I survived, and I know I'm blessed to be here due to some decisions that I was making in my younger years. So we want to make sure our kids, capitalize on what they got going right now and be safe out there.
Yes, sir. And one more thing, I'm not going to take up too much guys' time. Just want to tell everyone, if you attempted to do something, and I know Mr. Barkin can attest to this, if you attempted to do something and it didn't work, then just put your head down and get ready to go back in there and do it again. And that's with anything that goes on for the young people out there. If you didn't pass that test, then you know you got to study a little bit harder so that you can pass that next one. If you didn't get that job, then you know that you just put your head down and you go back in there. You know you're gonna get another interview. Just keep positive. Everyone just keep a positive mindset, and let's just keep doing what we're doing. I know a lot of people are hurting right now because those pink slips are going out in the county school district, and that's hitting close to home for a lot of people. But like I told a friend of mine, well, this is the hand that you've been dealt, and you just gotta keep going. You gotta put your head down, and I say put your head down because sometimes if you're looking at your problem can discourage you from even trying to try again.
Right statement.
So sometimes you just gotta put your blinders on like a racehorse.
Right statement.
If you look at a racehorse, they have those blinders on that racehorse, so they can't look to the sides, so they won't be distracted.
Right.
Just keep your mind on the prize.
Straight ahead.
Straight ahead. Look at that pot of gold at the end of the rainbow, and everything's gonna be all right.
Right, man. Just look both ways at the stop sign before you go across the intersection. But after that, all straight ahead.
Yes, sir.
I appreciate your commentary, man.
All right. Thank y'all. Thank you for the opportunity.
Thank you.
All right.
Real Conversation with Sean. We sorry, caller. We ran out of time. We'll see you next week on Monday. Real Conversation with Sean, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. Green will be good. I know you're going to see Omar Cunningham tonight. We're going out here to the Civic Center to the Step Show. Hey, give our kids a pep talk before you let them go out by themselves. Real Conversation with Sean. And the grown people, go out and enjoy my big newt, Omar Cunningham. He coming to town. Go out and enjoy it. It should be a good show. They're looking real fresh and crispy, throwing up the yo on the poster. Coming from the Cap Apple side, like new pie. To the day I die, Zay the Chap, Spring 97. Real Conversation with Sean. They test the fortitude. Let's show it. We out.